early.
Yo, what's good, folks?
Back again.
Another episode of
129, man.
Yep.
Episode right before Christmas, man.
Christmas is right around the corner.
New Year's, all
you know
that,
what I'm saying?
man.
Happy holidays to everybody.
For sure. It's been a big
shit,
year, man.
The Grizzlies just got a little
yeah.
early Christmas present, dog, getting Ja
Yeah.
Morant back.
Yeah, man. Call
Motherfuckers
12.
been going nuts.
Call 12. Yeah.
Niggas been going nuts, dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
of course, it's only been 2 games he's been back.
What did he do yesterday?
So
then?
yesterday he had like 20-8, but they got a W. First of all, they were 1-11 before he got here. 1-11 at home.
Yeah,
they won like 7 games all year so far. 1-11 at home, but they got a home W last night. So I mean, they're 2-0 with him back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that game winner in his first game back. That was crazy. That was nuts.
For sure. I think it's too steep for them to be relevant in the picture. I think next year they'll have something to say. But you
think so? Through 25 games?
I mean, Steven Adams out for the year. Brandon Clark has no timetable on this thing. And when I look at their record,
he's hurt?
Yeah, Brandon Clark, there's no timetable. He's been out since last year. Still hasn't been back.
Yeah.
And Ja just missed 25. And Grizzlies have what, like the bottom 3 or 4 records in the league.
Yeah.
I don't like. It'd be really miraculous to do some play-ins. Now I guess we have the play-in, right?
Yeah.
So you even have a little bit more leeway to like, can we,
10.
Right? So it's interesting, but I do think it's gonna be the Ja Morant show. I definitely like the vibes are gonna change for sure. But tall hill to climb. But a lot of balling though that's going on too.
I mean, the way I'm looking at it is, I don't really know what's going on in the top part of the West, but I don't look at it as insurmountable. I mean, the record is crazy. They're like 9-16 or something like that.
They're not the only team on the outside of the picture that is very. You have to like Pelicans. They're going to make the playoffs as well too.
I thought they were already in the playoff picture.
Yeah, but I'm saying those bottom tier teams as well as the outside. I'm like, Grizzlies are not even in that.
But I mean, I think they just beat the Pelicans. Like, what I'm saying is, if they can start like stringing together W's and beating some of these teams that are already in the playoff picture, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows what happens with the Warriors? You know what I'm saying? We'll get into Draymond in a second, but they're looking very pedestrian. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they can very well not make it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just looking at some of those. Of course, like the top 3 or 4 teams in the West, they're kind of like solidified, I guess. But I feel like it's early enough. What are we? 20? We're 25, 30 games because he had 25 game suspension, so we're like 25 games in, right?
Yeah, so
30 games in,
about a third of the season.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't look at it as insurmountable, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We just really got to see how everything plays out. But yeah, Draymond. When you saw the, I guess we'll call it like the verdict, you know what I'm saying, with Draymond Green, what did you think initially? You think it was too much or too out of control?
No, I was at the point I was fine with whatever they felt fit.
Yeah,
whatever they felt fit.
Yeah,
I'm just like, you're hot. It's just kind of like, bro, you're hot. You have a track record.
Yeah,
there is no.
Like, if I never see Draymond Green play basketball again, I was like, whatever.
Nobody coming to your defense.
It's like you brought this upon yourself.
You know what they say, like, bro, like, don't make me look bad. Like, trying to get somebody the job. Or referral.
Yeah.
Like, at this point,
like if Steve Kerr was vouching for him, like he's like, because a lot of the
shout out to Steve, because I heard that and I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. But as your job, that's what you need to do. Stand by your player, and he didn't like throw him under the bus. Like we said, we thought the discourse was kind of funny. Niggas are like, yo, I want Draymond to get the help he needs. Like,
it's very interesting how they tried to turn it into like a mental health thing.
Please.
But I'm like, I don't think it's a mental health thing with Draymond.
Brand,
I think he's just I think his brand is to be like rough and to be that kind of like fight starter.
Be a bully.
His brand is to be a bully. You know what I'm saying? 100%. And like, people respect it when you bully bullies, but like, he's just a bully that will bully anybody. You know what I'm saying?
People love it when it's our bully.
Yeah.
But then it does get to the point too
where you start to become a detriment. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where he's at.
If you look at the Warriors' makeup this year, he's fundamental to being on that team. Like the thing about Draymond, it's so funny. Like, when it's all said and done and all that shit, this is a Hall of Famer. This is somebody that this whole run, as great as we know Steph to be, as great as we know Klay to be as a shooter, now I'm glad he's starting to get back on rhythm, because it's been a really, really slow start for Klay. Draymond is very essential to what it is that they got going on. So when he's out, and now you put yourself in a situation, they don't know how long you're out. And the Warriors are not the Warriors that we've been accustomed to over these past couple of years. They need all of these games.
Yeah.
And now you got Steph Curry in a position where it's like, yo, bro, I'm 35 going dumb. Like Steph is going dumb. Dumb. And I kind of feel for it because I'm kind of, me being like, I fuck with the Lakers. I'm like, dog, I even be thinking about like, yo, we're pretty straight, but it's still kind of crazy the load that LeBron has to carry for us to be potent. And I'm kind of looking at the Warriors too. I'm like, damn, bro. Now this gives a chance for Kuminga and Moody to really, I guess, step up more, but still nobody is scared of anybody on that team.
Yeah.
Like you lost your big dog. So now we
I mean, you might be scared of Steph Curry.
No. I mean, like
him alone can't.
Yeah, not the skill. Everybody's scared. Not the skill set. I'm talking about just niggas that really try to make y'all feel a little shook. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Draymond is definitely out of control. Like, because I don't like how they tried to do they're trying to just be like, it's a mental health thing. He's got to get help and all this type of stuff. I think he can turn it off if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just don't want to. And then also too, with this last one, like this last one was really just like wrong place, wrong time vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I think he in his presser right after he came out was just like, I tried to flop and I apologize for like actually landing a punch. And I'm just more like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear that,
we gonna suspend your ass, but all right, cool.
Yeah. Like, at least the accountability is there. Like now the accountability is showing up. You know what I'm saying? Because like the chokehold on Rudy Gobert was out of control. Like that was like hard to even watch. I'm like, dog, why are you doing? Like, bro, let him go. Okay, like now he's out. Now he's away from the play. Let him go.
The reason why that was egregious because there was context behind that. The whole fucking offseason, you hear Draymond talking on his podcast about Rudy's a bitch. Like, I don't fuck with him. He's a bitch. So when that happens, everybody's like, yo, Draymond really doesn't care. Like, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, because when he did that, that's on some, bro, what,
pent up aggression type
this
shit.
Is not, the game wasn't even 2 minutes into the game. What did he do? So, like, shit like that is like, yo, bro, you're being selfish. You're trying to take out a personal beat. The season started. You should have pulled up on that nigga in the offseason if you felt some way, that way. Like, dog, doing a literal chokehold in the game. I was surprised that it was only 5 for that joint. I was I wasn't. I'm never gonna be a nigga.
But that was his
suspension. I wasn't like that. But
it's like what it is. Even with the whole
the was OD.
Even with the whole he suspended indefinitely thing, I was on some. Okay, I guess the punishment fits the crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, okay, because like, bro just came back from a suspension for fighting, and like. So I'm like, okay, like
let's double it. 10.
Yeah.
No, bro. Like, you're not getting
like, it. You really got to put the you really got to put the fear in them.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? You really got to put the fear in them. Like, you could not play basketball no more, and we'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, the NBA will be fine without you playing basketball. And I think, so you got to put the scare in them. But I don't think it's going to be nothing crazy. Like, I still think they're going to come back and be like maybe like 15 games or something like this. Like
exactly
15, 20 games.
And I feel like the true punishment for somebody like Draymond is
not knowing.
Show it how it negatively affects his team. Because I do view Draymond as a great teammate.
Okay.
If they start losing and shit like that, Draymond gonna be like, fuck.
And when you're suspended, you can't be with the team. If I'm, I don't know.
I'm pretty
like you can't be on the bench. You can't be.
I think there's varying levels to it, but with this one, I'm pretty sure this is away from the team type suspension. No, you're not gonna see him at the games. And shit. Not like that.
Okay, that's interesting. We didn't even mention to start the show. We got an interview coming up with Ferg, White Durag Party this weekend. Tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow.
So we got an interview coming up with Ferg in a second.
Definitely.
Let's just go ahead and get into that. Anything you want to set up with it, bro?
Man, we've had Ferg, friend of the show. We've had him previously on the show, probably a little bit over a year now. So it's really dope, full circle now to actually have him in the area. So he came through to chop it up with us. White Durag Christmas party, the 7th annual, is gonna be at Culture this Saturday. He's gonna get into all those type details even more. But yeah, man, hopefully you enjoyed the conversation that we had.
What it do? It's another episode of Early. I've been crazy into decentralized finance over the last couple of weeks, bro. Like,
you could have literally already 10 times an investment in Cardano just from the top of the year.
Crazy.
Like, even these games are fucking crazy.
I asked if Robert Downey Jr. was on the same level as Ed Norton.
Yeah.
And you were like, no.
Get up.
Early.
Back to the interview.
You ready?
folks. We got another episode of Early, and that
Real
means
early.
another special guest in the house.
Got a friend of the show back, man.
Yeah, but now we got him in the studio.
building,
You know what I'm
on the
saying?
West Coast, man. Before we go back out,
None
we got
other than Ferg
In the
in the
Hey,
building.
Hey, what's good?
How you living, Brody?
What's going on, brother?
I'm well, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey.
I'm glad. Last time it was 5 a.m. when I
Yo,
was on.
yo, let's thank you again.
And he still
for
got
actually
up.
waking
You want to
Like,
talk about early?
Yo,
You want to
yeah,
talk about
yeah,
early?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, because it was live. We did it live. Yeah.
Here's a
Bruh.
nigga that really embodies
Bruh.
the early sentiment. He made sure he was up at 5 a.m., bro.
And what time do you usually get up in the morning? Usually
When
on
I'm
a
out
regular
there
day.
at 6:30.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
that was 6:30,
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
It wasn't
You had to wake up a little
completely
early to get
foreign.
prepped, though. He had to be ready by
Yeah, I had to be
5,
ready.
you
So,
was
I still
definitely
went. I still went for my run that day.
lit.
Okay.
So
lit.
yeah, I was up
4
at
o'clock.
4:15.
Yeah.
Takes me like 20 some minutes to do that run. And then
So do
got
you
ready
you
for
do
it.
a run to start your day?
Yeah.
Lit.
Let's
Right.
get it. Can we get into the workout
Yeah,
regimen
man,
real
'cause
quick?
I'm
Do you
like,
got
yeah,
one?
we can. I
Because
can't.
I'm
I got
like,
one right
Hey,
now
my boy
because
Fer- Yo, yeah, we-
yeah.
what happened?
Man, I was in Miami. I was hooping.
It was almost Achilles, bro. And
What is
With
it?
my Achilles, but
You gonna
What
give
was
back,
it?
You gonna give me back PTSD?
it's my plantar. They said.
Plantar
Yeah,
something?
non-contact injury. It was like
Damn.
really crazy. I've never had like nothing kind of happen like that.
Yeah.
But
The way
What
he
happened?
explained it, bro. I was all I could think about was you and like other like friends of mine because
Yeah.
I remember you saying you was going for like a loose ball
Yeah.
and he said he felt as if somebody hit him.
Yeah, somebody kicked you in the back of your
His
foot.
hands was all the way over there. Like I didn't touch you.
And I'm like, bro.
That's exactly what I said. I was
no
like, somebody
contact.
kicked. I was like, why'd you kick me?
Yo,
I'm looking
yo,
around. There's nobody
I
around.
was like, bro, stop gaslighting me. You definitely kicked me in the back of my thing. You're
You know?
lying right now.
I'm
So I was
weak.
scared for him, bro.
Yeah.
I was really scared.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't kick you, and but then they knew that sensation. They were like,
Yeah.
you said if like somebody kicked you, and I was like, yeah. He's like,
They said Achilles.
Hey, yo,
no, at first they just went like this. And I said, what are y'all
Yo,
saying?
bro.
Oh,
y'all
weak.
saying?
Like, what does
Like,
this mean?
Please, someone speak. And they was like,
I had some
your
weird.
Achilles. I said, oh no, I'm never
Yeah.
gonna
on
walk
some
the same
weird shit, and
again.
luckily
So-
it wasn't that. But on some
Yeah,
weird shit.
yeah,
in the-
real talk. Shout out to God. For
In the
that.
past 2 years, I feel like more friends of mine have torn their Achilles in my whole life.
Man,
than I've
I
even
don't
known
want to
people.
say it,
It's so
but
cra- I don't
it's
even-
the
what the
facts
fuck?
that it's the age,
older?
man. This niggas is getting older.
It's
I'm not.
that-
'Cause
that
the
muscle,
thing
though,
is,
like,
but the
that
thing is,
shit-
well, the thing is, it's such a fragile. Like you got to think about it.
One
It's
of the
really
most
a
important muscles
fragile,
you use all the
thin
fucking time,
joint. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like
right.
it's so like your Achilles tendon is
But
pretty
it's also
thin.
one of the most durable to even to that point, right? Like, it's so
exactly.
crazy,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right.
I feel like the reason I say the age is like literally just wear and tear.
Bro, like I be telling everybody all the time, we're
Bodies are
fucking
resilient.
We're X-Men.
We're
bro.
so resilient. We heal ourselves a lot. A lot of the time we heal ourselves.
Low key baby
100%.
Wolverines. Like,
Big facts.
You won't grow a
100%.
finger back if it's you won't grow back.
You ain't Piccolo,
But the
you ain't
nub will-
Piccolo, nigga.
But that motherfucker will heal itself. You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
you'll just have a nub, and I
Yeah.
think that's kind of
Right.
crazy that we talk about that. That I can just like, and I get a scab on me, my body's gonna be like, okay, like, get all that dirt out, whatever we can do to get that shit out, and then puts it back.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
shout out
but
to the bodies,
so to
man.
go back a little bit. So before the injury, what was your like workout regimen? Is
I would
it
run-
like in the morning? Do you do your workout in the morning?
I do my workouts in the morning. I normally run 3. Like since I've been home, I had a bunch of family stuff going on. But when I'm in LA, shit, 3 miles a morning. I run to LA Fitness, 1.5 miles there.
Okay.
Do a 45-minute workout. Then I run back.
Jesus Christ.
Then I
You a G for that.
Yeah,
You
I
a
do
G for
normally,
that.
Like at least 3 to 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Then I drop my girl off to work. And come back and start my day and shit. If I'm talking to y'all,
Yeah.
it's a little earlier.
Big facts, big facts.
right.
Nah, we
Yeah.
do appreciate that. But we got you back in here
Yeah.
for another reason. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We got the white do-rag, the seventh
It's the
annual?
seventh,
Yeah.
it's
Bro.
the seventh, it's the seventh
Yeah.
white do-rag Christmas party.
Yeah.
We've been around since 2015, so I definitely wanted to like clear that up. Like
That's what,
it's
8
our
years?
No,
9 years?
Like 9 years.
2023, yeah.
2015 was our first one. We got LLC'd in 2016.
Okay.
We've had 7. Pandemic kind of cut some years off of some of
That-
the
that
events.
part,
so,
that part.
One year we didn't do a Christmas party. We did like a Christmas show, not a podcast.
Wasn't
like,
it? It's funny.
with
Isn't it?
DuPont Brass?
Wasn't it low key? And tell me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it like because I know 2020 was the year nothing is happening. Period.
2020
Yeah.
But wasn't it
Everything
20
shut down.
But 2021 was the year where
tried
it
to
was
do
like
it.
it was planned.
Things started to ease
was ready
back
to
in.
go, and then was the
Out of
that was
nowhere.
I remember too, because. And I feel like, and I definitely want you, I want you to actually talk about even this decision, because there were places that still took that risk. It wasn't as if like you couldn't throw it, but you were very mindful of like the climate, and you were like, all right, I done built this brand for a long time. Am I gonna be pressed because I want to throw this annual party that we do, but it might be
a
like,
dud.
What if niggas is talking about, yo, I got COVID at White Dude? Like,
Yeah, no, it was. People were blaming people for like getting COVID. People were blaming establishments, and it's like, dog, like, what? You came. You decided to come.
Yeah, so
People
how
were
was that at
blaming
that
it.
time? Like, tell me exactly, like, you had that set up, and like, so when was it when you were off some, like, do I even have to pivot this shit? This is like 2021. Like, how did that even go about?
We had 2 events going on. We were doing 2 Christmas parties. One in New York with Corey Towns, and shout out my boy Corey too.
Right.
And then one in DC, and Corey was gonna come down for that. So we were gonna travel. So we got the news from Corey. Corey's was like some stuff was going on up there that he wasn't really trying to feel too crazy about. I'm like, if we're about to cancel that one, then we might have to cancel this one. And then also, like, to y'all's point, I just saw people literally just blaming the curators and the venues, like, yeah, I mean, and I mean, it takes a lot, like, because if I always talk about this, like, your environment, if people give it to your environment, people are gonna go.
Yeah.
So I knew that if I do this party, people
People
going
will
to
come.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
will come.
So
Yep,
it
that's
is
all
the same way if an underage person gets drunk at some of our parties, I'm responsible.
It's your
Right.
yeah.
I felt responsible for my community. Like, I can't say I love y'all and then, like, y'all get sick at my party and
Yeah.
then something happened, you give it to your grandmother or anything. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I just rather not take that chance.
There was a lot of
$100.
judgment happening on socials too. Like,
Facts.
say you're at a party, motherfuckers is in the comments like, why are so many? COVID's still around. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was that judgment of like
Yeah, like,
people who
you're
weren't
outside,
there
like,
judging the people that were.
you're
Yeah, it's like
outside.
being outside the club,
You're outside.
being like, why are y'all all in there? You know what I'm
There
saying?
was
smell
that. There was
crazy in
that. There was that.
I know. Yeah, it's like I
Yo,
know y'all got
Yo,
diseases
it
in
was
there.
a weird period where niggas were like, yo, I'm about to be outside. I ain't about to tell nobody.
Yeah, it was a
I'm outside.
stigma.
Like, yeah, I ain't trying to tell nobody, yo,
Like going to
posting
events
your
was a
stories,
sneaky
son.
link.
Weird.
Like
Yeah,
that was a
that
sneaky
shit was
link.
so
Like going to
crazy.
the events, dog.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Don't be trying to sneaky link at the event. I saw you in there. I'm putting you on my story. We all nasty together.
Big facts. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy like how far we've come though. Because now, would y'all say it's like because you hear the things about like spikes happening again and like COVID
Facts,
trying to
like,
make a
right,
comeback?
right,
would y'all
right.
say we're back to pre-COVID times as far as, especially as like event curators? Like, would you say that we're back to pre-COVID?
Yeah,
No,
let me-
I mean you're shaking your head.
The
Like,
numbers never change. Y'all know I go on tour a
Yeah.
few times. Shout out my boy ZZ and
Definitely want to get into that too later.
yeah.
too.
So like, I like, bro. We rock stages. Me and Z rock stages with 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 100.
Right.
50, it don't matter. But what I will say is the mindset and the perspective of the consumer was different before the pandemic. And
In what way?
their buying powers are different. Like they're not coming out as deep as they used to. You get your fans and whatnot. So like a lot of times now you don't see as many casual fans who just I see. A lot
let
of
me just
people who
try
come
this
now-
joint out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw this on
They
Eventbrite.
came 'cause
Let me
they
just
planned
pull
to
up. Like
a lot of
yeah.
people that come now are planned super fans. So you're engaged. These people who are coming, you're kind of engaging directly with the people who actually are making sure you can do stuff.
Yeah.
And I see it. So like I watch the numbers. Like we might have less numbers at the show, but now there's like 108 meet and greets, and that's somebody who paid
Filtered.
double or triple
Mm-hmm.
to get a
Right.
signed T-shirt and a sit with the artist. So that person thought it was so important. 100 people thinking it's so important. What if you figure out a product to sell those 100 people? That's $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So let's like, I'm so glad that you bring that up because one thing that I definitely wanted to even get into with you is, you have a real niche in terms of that CRM, that customer relationship management, and it's like you make sure you capture data. That is one thing that I kind of like. It's one thing to be able to throw events, curate events, and it's a good time. It's another thing to be able to capture the data of everybody that attends as much as you actually can, and then use that to be able to follow up, to be able to like curate something to like people's designated taste or shit like that. Just literally having a pool of people to reach out to for whatever comes down the line type thing.
Yeah.
So can you really emphasize the importance of that and then even talk about, softwares like Posh or things that you even actually use where it's like, yo, bro, like I like to visually see exactly who it is that's buying into this shit, because you're talking about super fans, and I think that's very interesting. Because one thing that I even say as like, you know, as a fellow creative and shit like that is like, yo, don't be so driven by trying to have these exorbitant
millions
numbers.
of fans. You need 1,000 true. What's Kevin Kelly say? 1,000 true fans.
Man, that now if you can shrink it to that number, that is attainable, and not only is it attainable, it's sustainable, and that's something that it's like, okay, you can build towards this. And is this off some? No, we're not saying it's gonna make no millions of shit like that, but it's like, yo, let's pick some realistic goals. If you can, throughout your creativity, now you start fucking like taking care of some bills because you've been able to literally reach your target audience. You won't like. You're winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, how does that, like, what's your take on capturing the data and then acting on it?
The numbers are important because the numbers is what we're actually going to be selling later on. A lot of times the event is just what everybody sees. But just like everything else, like if you get a volcano, is just what we see going on upstairs. It's just a mountain.
Yeah, that shit been brewing from
That
the
shit
bottom.
been brewing underneath a lot, and a lot of times those numbers is that molten random ass shit that we're just that no one's really looking at is really what matters. What's that person's Instagram that actually came here? If that person has 100,000 followers as a fan, that means that their money and their numbers are worth more, and they inflate me. So I try to do experiential shit.
Yeah.
And I try to leverage my Rolodex to use experiential shit to get better numbers with the least amount of people as possible. Because if I can get 50 people there, but it looks like, but I touched 5 million, shit, I did a fucking great job. So a lot of times I attack that where we're going on tours and we're trying to scale that stuff. I really look at the artist and what we're trying to say. I really try to make sure that shit makes sense. Every single show that we do is always different. One of us might be opening better for that show. So if we're in like fucking Denver or something, we're gonna put Keem on that show because his music's melancholy. It needs to be over right there. That's the vibe. Right. But if it's here, like, you know, we'll switch it. So it's really good to always study them joints, and that's what I kind of fuck with. Like the numbers.
I feel like all of that shit. The thing about numbers too is that there is an art to it as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm somebody that I feel like I'm a creative and I'm analytical. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, and that's that's kind of the point that I'm getting at. Is like there's value in being both. You know what I'm saying? There's so many creatives who they don't want to see numbers. You know what I'm saying? They're not even maybe that's not accurate. Maybe they want to see it, but they don't care. It's like kind of like I don't need like I know it's important, but like they can't be bothered. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they need management. You know what I'm saying? But and then you have people who are strictly analytical and it's black and white for them. There's no creativity in like, because numbers tell a story. You know what I'm saying? Like you're looking at your dashboard, but you have to be able to defer like what all that, or like infer what all that means. You know what I'm saying? Like what am I looking at? Like I see 100,000. What does that mean to what I'm trying to do? You know what I'm saying?
Would you say the creative sometimes defers from trying to go that route? Because it's like sometimes you're not gonna like the story you read, but it's like you're not trying to read that. Like it's like, yo, bro, like, you know, when people say like, in certain things, sure, like numbers could be misleading, but if we talk about data in terms of like your career and shit like that, chances are the numbers is really going to tell you, but this is your story. Why are you trying to not? This is to your benefit to have the awareness of that and be like, okay, this is where my listeners are coming from.
Yeah.
This is where,
what I would say about the creative, I want to say something about what you said earlier. Like what I would say about for as a creative, I think what's cool is that you can see the numbers just to see how your thing went. There's different ways of looking at it. Like you can see numbers and be like, okay, let me do more of that because that's got the reaction. That got a cool reaction, right? But another aspect is, okay, that's what people reacted to that. I like my creativity is leading me over here. Let me see how people react to this. You know what I'm saying? And then you can compare and contrast the two. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like you can see those two things and be like, well, I also have always wanted to try this. Let me see what, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can see who from here came there. You know what I'm saying? Like who from the first thing didn't fuck with the second thing, but also fucked with the third thing.
You know how you know neither one's they're both are needed to be like, you know, like you have heaven and hell. Is like you need to have fresh creative ideas to always. You can always create more, and if you understand good numbers, you can apply it to any industry, no matter the industry. So if you're creative, you can create a liquor brand. You can create a bed frame brand. You can that if you know numbers,
pillows.
you can pillows. Yeah, If you know numbers,
I was getting to that.
if you know numbers, you can create a plant brand,
Yeah.
aromatherapy brand, a camera brand, because you already understand the numbers that it would take to do that. So both are very important. I think I definitely sway to more the creative a lot of times and I wish Marcus was here, man. Shout out my partner.
Yeah, shout out Marcus,
But,
man,
yeah,
for sure.
the guy,
Dropped a
he's
new
the guy.
video today.
Oh,
Did he?
Check that out.
Where
for
the
sure.
party at?
Where the party
The
at?
party is actually in
Yeah.
DC. It's at Culture. Just
Yes,
Big facts,
sir.
big facts,
Yeah,
big
that's where
facts.
it's at. But yeah, no, like Marcus is like, you know, like he's an IT. He's IT. So like a lot of my ideas be huge, and I have these crazy. I'm like, yo, we got to get both floors and give the OG White Durag stage this stage, and then we got to downtown. They got to be like, you know, the underground DJs with the selection DJs with the blah 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 DJs, and he's like, that's fire. But how does that make us money? And I'm like, but it's and then it's like then we got to really okay. You have an idea.
That other
You need
minds.
that. That's so
minds.
valuable. Like
Yes.
just the yin and the yin
It's
and the
yin and
yang.
yang,
Like
50-50.
that shit is so valuable,
Yes.
bro.
Need
that.
Yeah, because sometimes when it's coming from the same person, naturally things get kind of like you know what I'm saying. Like you can be like, okay, say it's all coming from me, right? Just as an example, I could be like, okay, my creative self wants to do this. My analytical self might be like, okay, well, this don't really make that much sense, but my creative self might override that and be
that,
like,
and
I'm
it's
gonna do it
still
anyway.
you.
You know, it's because it's still me. You need someone that you can actually be like, look, like I hear you and I feel you, but like, nigga, I'm not moving a step forward unless we consider this. You know what I'm saying? That shit's so important.
And
Very
it's
important.
beautiful because, like, you know, as a creative, sometimes you might want to get carried away and try to really go
All
up,
times,
right?
all times.
And then that other mind to sober you up, like, bro, like, I feel you, but
Yeah.
we gotta really work within these parameters
Yeah.
to be able to maximize. But then even vice versa, you know, even working with the parameters, sometimes it's like, but I need to come in and add the key details that's really going to set this apart and make this something, as opposed to just being like, oh, let's just throw any other event. It's
Yeah.
like, no, we still need that. You know, that creative spark to make this something memorable, to make this something and satisfy both. You know
Big
what I'm saying?
facts.
This is a very interesting because for everybody that's known, you know, White Durag, you know, we know them for the infamous, Big Chief.
Yeah.
Shout out Big Chief. You know, no
Yeah.
longer there anymore, but you know, we know right off Fenwick. So
Everybody-
many
exactly, right off-
many joints, many Big Chief joints, right over the years. I want you to first talk about the switch up from Big Chief to the type of venue that you had last year. Which venue was that again?
Yeah, focus.
Exactly. And I want you to talk about like the switch up from the experience in terms of that type of setting. Cause I remember we've had talks about it because it was more so of a kind of like lounge club type of vibe as opposed to like that open warehouse type of feel. And then I want you to talk about like, I guess the experience of you being able to lock down Culture, the new venue that actually replaced Blonde Chief Big Chief. And this shit is...
It's
It's
nice.
nuts.
I fuck with it. Yeah, I love
It's
this venue.
nuts. The venue is crazy.
Yeah.
You saying it's a 2-floor shit, right? That we
so
got.
it's
this-
it's one floor, but
Okay.
up top they have this spot called Vera, and I think it's like Moroccan and like Mexico City inspired cuisine.
Wow.
So like the decor is done as like slate bricks and shit.
Wow.
With, like just nice little seats. But
Very
then the
tough.
food, I haven't had the food there, but like the reason why we couldn't use it, he was like, "Yo, bro, people love this. This is the
They
baller
love
spot.
that.
It's always booked."
So you're
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
about to get, but that you're about to get that flow too.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll
they'll be
yeah.
like, "What's going on downstairs? What the fuck?
Oh,
I
it's
just
already
came to
down
eat."
here.
Yeah.
That's
So,
how it
yeah.
be. That's how it be.
Right.
So
Be it.
Culture is a great, like we wanted to bring it back to Ivy City because that was the first spot we did in the city when we first came out there from the house party,
Right.
Ever,
Right.
So
Why the switch even last year? So like, why the switch from that? Because
I didn't like the club setting,
Right.
I
But
thought-
why'd you feel that even like initially like you know booking that, right? So why did you do that? Because the Big Chief was no longer there? I don't know.
No,
what it was at
because
the time,
we
or, like-
didn't get back to Culture in time.
Okay.
I don't think we
Oh, you tried to book Culture last year?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
this same exact this event we're doing right now is what we want to do last year. Almost
Okay.
down to the same DJs. Like
Wow.
Damo wasn't available last year.
Uh-huh.
J Rob, we still had J Rob last year, but J Rob had a malfunction, so we didn't even get the DJ.
Right.
and so only Zay did.
You had Walt host that. Shout out Walt, right?
Yeah, shout out Walt.
Oh, yeah,
Walt
yeah,
been on
yeah.
the
I
show,
fuck
you
with
already
Walt,
know
yeah.
Walt. Shout
Fuck
out
with Walt,
Walt.
yeah. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, fire.
Fire,
Yeah.
fire. You know, I was on me and Marcus did one of Walt's first episodes on Tequila Talk. I think.
Oh,
wow.
word.
I mean, I knew we
Tequila.
were checking out-
Shout out
yeah,
Tequila Talk. They
yeah,
going
shout out
up.
Tequila Talk,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
That's what's
sure.
up. Damn, that shit's been around for a long
Bro,
motherfucking
they're
time.
spanking
Talk
niggas
about
right
like,
now.
talk
Yeah.
about like
Yeah, they're doing great, man.
one of the OG DMV podcasts.
Yeah.
That shit has been around for a
Yeah.
long time.
It's been a minute, but I was
Yeah.
like, that because that had to been like 2018 when I
Yeah.
was on that joint. So yeah, I'm excited because like we were about to do the same exact event last year, but this year we kind of everybody's schedules aligned. We had it like together early, like in October this year. So it's why we're able to execute as well as we are. But we had to switch because culture just can work with our flow.
Okay.
We have a lot of people come every single year, and every single year we have a line outside. And when those chief years, there's a line, but I mean, at least it was handled a little bit. I don't think that there's places in the city that can fit, like that are on those streets,
Like that can handle that?
that can handle our flow sometimes, and sometimes that bothers me.
Yeah.
because I want to make sure everybody's having a good time.
Yeah,
We have like
yeah.
it's a very niche party and idea. At the end of the day, it's still a 99 and 2000s. It's a 2000s party.
Mm-hmm.
We just wanted to think of a whole different way to do it. I think that 2000s party didn't even really exist in like the common domain when we did it. So I think that when we did it, we sparked an idea that, oh wow, like Ja Rule is an era. Ashanti is an era.
Right.
Before it was just like Jodeci.
You
So
wa-
yeah,
yeah.
I'm really big on flow. So we changed the venue this year because we know culture can like handle that flow. They're
Yeah.
doing like big house and EDM parties, and they're like really doing like these really cool. They just had SG Lewis and Majid Jordan there. Like they're doing like super crazy stuff. So I wanted to like work with a spot that's working with large talents, so they know what
What to expect crowd-wise.
crowd-wise,
How to handle it.
foundation of large talent. Large talent expects other things. We were talking about amenities earlier, backstages like lights and lasers. They do all that and handle it for us. So
Oh, nice.
it's an experience
Yeah.
this week, and I want to give people an experience. So at the end of the day, we wanted to change back to where we were before, was because we think the experience for our attendees is going to be 100 times better here. We got a sponsor, 10 to 1 Rum. Shout out them. They're going to make sure open bars from 10 to 11 p.m.
Shout out 10 to
That's
1 Rum.
huge.
They
Yeah.
were
That's
just
huge.
at the past, and shout out Shanklin Hall
Yeah,
as
shout
well.
out
We just
Shanklin
had this
Hall.
private dinner this
Yeah.
past Sunday.
Private
Showing
dinner?
us some love.
Private
Yeah,
dinner?
we had a
Yeah,
private
get me
dinner.
hit. What was that about?
It was about
Shoot, it was to celebrate 7 years. Like a lot
Oh,
of,
nice.
for
every
the
single year.
sponsors and the partners.
That's awesome.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sponsors and the partners.
Where was
yeah.
this at?
It was at Shanklin Hall.
Okay, so
Have you
I'm
been
not
to
hip.
Hall?
No, hit me.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
hip.
yeah,
nice-
It's
it's
a
a nice
beautiful venue,
spot.
man. Shout out
Beautiful
Amani.
venue.
Shout out
Yeah.
the gang, man.
Yeah, shout out
Yep.
Camille, Nico, and everybody.
Yes.
over
Damn,
there.
so you turned it into a whole like a week,
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? Like a whole
God,
a whole like
man.
curated week
Like,
event.
bro,
Yeah, we make sure-
That's what it is.
Ferg is the dude,
That's what's
man.
up.
Like ultimate dot connector. And you know, I also like I gotta just say the flowers real quick for Ferg, man, because like Ferg is somebody that always provides a lot of value to a lot of situations that's going around him. But like whether people know it or not, this is also a really great creative and artist as well in itself. And I always resonate because one reason why like, you know, we resonate so much too is because we're always on we feel like as if we wear many hats in the things that it is that we do. It's like, yo, bro, I'm always doing this, that, and the third. Now it's, but we also know our niches. And I feel like, you know, Ferg, like you kind of fall into that same realm where it's like, yo, I kind of always have to be doing all these type of jobs, not like out of a necessity type of thing, but also like in my heart of hearts, there's also things where it's like, yo, if I had the time,
I would
really
do
be
more.
on
I would do
this.
more.
I'd be on
Yes.
this
Yeah.
type of time, you know,
Yes.
right? Like, you know, so like,
Yes.
really shout out to how you juggle all of that because I know exactly how that should be.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you went.
A lot of times people like, you know, they value us for like the perspective that they seen us in. So like somebody who met me in high school might think I'm the sneaker guy and think I can still get them sneakers and like, nah, I'm not that nigga no more. I'm still fly.
Right.
But I mean,
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
about to find your shoes. But then I meet
Yeah.
some people who met me through music, and now they think they see
You're
me
just
do
the
that.
music guy.
Just the music guy,
100%.
and like
Ferg hosted our fucking show. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really
I'm not a
necessarily a
host.
host at all.
Yeah,
but
yeah. But he got that
am I
capability.
capable of doing
I remember that.
I
Yeah,
am.
he got the capability.
I'll do that, you
and
know?
a lot of times people ask us, and it's up to us if we want to step up or say no, if that makes sense for us.
It does.
So a lot of times when we say like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, what we're really saying is, I want to be able to be a provider for many different people and be able to do that because you're not
Right.
asking for $1 million. You're being because once you get $1 million, you have more responsibility.
Yeah.
So what I like to frame my thing as, I want to be successful. Or I want to help people because that'll get me to wherever the money is. The more people I can help, probably will multiply
Yeah.
my money and
Yeah.
my abundance and whatever else I'm trying to do. So I really make it my mission to as long as it's healthy for me, because a lot of motherfuckers will just use you.
Yeah,
and
big
you want to
facts.
make sure that they don't. So a lot of times I'm working with people. I'm working on things I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about events. I'm passionate about home decor, some fly shit. So I mean, as long as we're working on some stuff like that, then bro, we can get busy.
This
For
makes
real.
for an interesting conversation, bro, because I was literally thinking about this the other day, like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking about how when I'm pass this now.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was literally thinking about how
Sponsorship, hello.
when I J-Mo, what up?
It's not for nothing.
J-Mo, what up?
Come on, hey.
We can call it
Hey.
Wednesday.
You know what? Let's go.
It's on Wednesday.
Reliable
It's
wisdom.
Thursday.
You know, and that's the job done. At
Facts.
1780. All right.
Nah, but yeah, so I was literally thinking about how I was trying to in my own head put a system to how I take work. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to think about like some of the projects that I've worked on
You mean, like,
over the
inquiries? like
yeah, like in
you
general,
want
but
me with this, that?
yeah, but
Okay.
I was also thinking about what I've done in the past. Like if somebody were to look at my quote unquote resume of work, it would not make sense. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I'm saying this is because it really much aligns with what I'm trying to do at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? So for example, like Lauren Lionel, you know what I'm saying? There are two homies in the podcast game that like I've
Shout
grown
out
to
Lauren Lionel, man.
I've grown to really fuck with them, right? And I've done work with them that it don't make sense to like my own personal like bottom line. But I never cared about that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Whereas like there's people who have asked me to do things where I'm like,
That's all. That's really.
the bottom line
bottom
only
line.
matters.
Right.
It only matters, but it's
I hear
because
ya.
like I don't know who you are. I got no affinity towards the project. You might approach me like, dog, this is gonna be a really amazing project if you're a part of it and all this type of stuff. And it's like, I understand your passion for it, but I don't know you. So like I don't have the same passion for it. You know what I mean?
So what I do is first, like I work with a lot of client work. A lot of times people just want to consult. They just want my, they just want my opinion.
Yeah,
on their
yeah,
thing.
your thoughts on
My
things,
thoughts on
yeah.
things. And a lot of times it's weird because these people who are asking my thoughts on things are eons way more successful than me, but they care about what I say.
Yeah.
So that tells me that there's value in that. So I ask myself, how am I valued in this conversation? Then I say, do I have the capacity to even have a dialogue? Because I need to have time.
Yeah. And people, just real quick while you're right here, something that people don't consider is that like brain bandwidth. You know what I'm saying? Just to have a conversation, yeah, I might talk to you for 30 minutes, but you know, like
Took me 30
that's
minutes away from something else.
you know what I'm saying? It
I
took
got
30 away
seven-
from something else.
I'm working
And
on
also too,
projects
like
right
I
now.
gotta think about what I'm going to say to you. That's mental capacity
Yeah.
is something that I think people got to take more account of. Like
Mm-hmm.
your mental capacity is a real thing. Like just for me to talk you through your idea means that you're kind of taking up space in my brain that I can't use on something else.
Something
Like
else,
that's a
yeah.
personal idea. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But
So
continue.
Yeah, so I think that that's very important. Like, yo, we need to have the time. I want to have the time. Like, we all want to make more money, but
Mm-hmm.
I love when money's not the marker on why I want to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
When you have that, that's like ultimate freedom.
Right.
Like, I feel like Hove and these niggas have these things. So like a reason why a lot of their projects are really good is because money a lot of times isn't the motivation for it. It's about some humanitarian effort or something like that. But it just allows these people to create a good idea that's just sound and just. And
It's not about like, let me just get this out to market because I need the
Yeah.
bread. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
like it's really thought out.
And it
So-
makes sense to the point where if we do this right, money is the byproduct.
Yeah.
It wasn't the focus, but it was the byproduct. By
I mean, yeah.
executing this shit right, that's what the shit
So what
came
does that
with
go
it.
back to what we said? Providing. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times I tell people
Providing value. You know what I'm saying? Like
Providing
I feel like the money that we make is directly proportional to
value.
the amount of value that we've provided through
100%.
something, whether that's a service or a product.
100%.
It's like you've only gotten the money because somebody deemed it worthy of giving it to you.
But here's a key detail. Like I'm curious what you think about it too. But what do you think about actually negotiating the value? Because sometimes a lot of people will try to undermine your value, and you have to be the person in the situation where it's like, no, don't, like, you can't shortchange.
Interesting.
Like, I know the impact of what it is that I could bring to the situation. And at the end of the day, when you come into the table, each side is trying to get what's best
I
for
don't
them.
think they're
I'm
trying
not
to
coming to you to be like, this is most beneficial for you. Like,
I don't
no,
think
you gotta
they're
fight for that.
I don't think they're trying to undermine their value. Their perception of what the value is
Not-
different.
not
You know what I'm
saying-
saying?
yeah, right,
And it's your
exactly.
job, but
Right,
it's your
right,
job as
right,
like
100%.
me as the
Your
person
job-
me as the person who
it's your
set the
job. That's
price.
what I'm
It's
saying.
my job to like
make sure that I
to
make it clear
explain the
that-
value, you know what I'm saying,
right,
or explain
right.
what's going into it. So
Right.
I have a perfect example. I have a client for a video that we were negotiating price. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I don't really negotiate.
too
I'm like,
much.
this is the
Right,
price, right?
right.
And it's not that I don't negotiate. Let me explain. I was like, this is the price of what I would do for this, right? And the dude was like, oh well, you know, like this don't really make sense to me. Like I feel like it should be less because of this, right? And I was just like, I was like, look, I hear where you're coming from, but let me explain to you like what I'm going to do to get you to see what you want to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to explain like what the process is, which I don't always do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't always have people tell me, well, I think I should pay
Right,
less.
right.
But I had to explain because essentially they wanted a 2-minute video
Right.
or what they thought was a 2-minute video. But I'm like, dog, it's 2 minutes to you, but it takes me all day to make. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I had to explain
100%,
like
100%.
what, like why every little thing, you know what I'm saying, takes longer than what you
right,
might think. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But that was just my job to explain that because the person had no video
100%.
experience. They don't know what they're asking for. It's my
100%.
job to explain it. Old me, like 6 years ago me,
Yeah.
would have been like, I mean, I might have been like, yeah, just because back then I wanted anything that I could get. But also too, I didn't know how to explain like this is what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're asking for. This is what it takes for me to do what you're asking for. Because how I boiled it down was like, look, what is it exactly that you want? Do you want words in the video? Do you want like graphics and motion graphics and all this type of stuff? If you want all of these things, this is how long it takes to a 6-second motion graphic could take me 3 hours to make. You know what I'm saying? But I had to explain all of this, which At
And that
first,
stops
I was
you
a
from
little.
doing everything
At first,
that
I was a little annoyed. But as we were talking through it, I was like, "Well, like yeah, like he didn't know. Like he just did not know. He just did not know." So we came to an agreement, and like that kind of opened my eyes to the sense of, well, it is my job to explain like what he's paying
You created
for.
the value. You created him to understand your value
Exactly,
system. A
which
lot of
makes
times-
which makes the price make sense.
Right.
Because on his end, he just hears a number and he's like, "Well, that number don't make sense because I had you make something that was longer
Right.
that was the same price." And I was like, "Yeah, but that thing wasn't the same thing."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
100%. Because sometimes a lot of people even misunderstand that time cost, and it's a matter of, oh, well, I'll do it, but I'd rather get somebody that's more proficient in doing it. And you're thinking it's just a matter of like maybe like a little time. It's like, no, bro, like kind of what you said. I have to suspend or like now this has to be a priority, so I can't do other
things.
Yeah.
But also,
that I
yeah.
might normally do. And it's like, so I'm not really trying to ever negotiate my price because I know what my time is worth.
And
if I
also
was doing,
something
you know.
to what Ferg said is that when you now have people wanting your consultation, it's because of the years of experience that you have doing the thing. Like
Right.
that is not
Took me
something
that
that
long.
you didn't wake up with it. You have to account for that 10 years that you've been doing the things.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're paying for. We're
Exactly.
paying because like, you know, as an example, if you've been throwing parties for 10 years, he's been throwing parties for 1 year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he has 1 year of the experience. Even if I book a 30-minute call, he's going to give me 1 year's worth of 30 minutes in a
Right.
call in a 30-minute call.
Right.
You're going to give me
Right.
10 years of things that you've seen that like that 30-minute conversation is going to go completely different.
And that's how
Right.
our stuff started happening. Like White Durag kind of started switching towards more of like creative agency event services.
Right.
Like whereas other like since I talk about it crazy, so we did Joey's party. And
Joey
and-
Badass,
yeah,
right?
Joey, yeah.
Earlier this year.
Yeah,
in
man.
LA.
Shout out Powers and
Yeah, man, shout out.
and yeah, Powers set all that up
That's
with
really
Joey's
dope.
assistant, and it was dope. But that just came about because Powers knew that I checked my boxes.
Right.
He could have hit anybody else in the city, but Powers knows that every time it was time for us to do something at Soho or all these other simple places that we was doing,
Y'all be on your shit.
just dumb shit. Like
Right.
it always was handled good, like you know.
Right.
And I'm running and gunning, like I'm paying shit out of my pocket. Like we don't
Right.
have no partnerships. Like
Right.
we got partnerships with like with a couple folks, but a lot of times like it's just me making sure that those relationships that I have with these people are well versed, and they want my 10 years of experience of doing it,
Right.
being an artist, and my take. So, shit, we did that. I put them on the platform. We let that joint. I was working with another ticketing platform at the time, and we let that joint go. And I said, "Yo, I got y'all 1,200 RSVPs." And I was just giving them pivots on how they can start making money, and ended up making like I think it's like 8K or something. And we got the split.
Right.
It was like it was easy. They weren't even looking for no money. Like and I was like, "Yo, bro," like I said, y'all here.
Like, here,
Like,
take it.
I was trying to explain. I was like, "Yo, I know y'all just wanted me to do an event, but I'm letting you know that the way I set this up is I set it up so now you guys have your people here." And then I did all I put I think we put My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy playing around when the album came out. But it was cool. Joey came through, brought us in, man. Shout out V Live. V Live hosted that. But yeah, we do cool. Like people started asking us for those services.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
to just really do the whole back end. So a lot of times
And that
people-
shit came naturally. Like
That shit
the
came
inquiry started to come naturally.
the inquiry started to come now. People would ask me about like, yo, what venue should we use for blah blah blah? I'm like, oh, you guys should use this. And then like, yo, can you come to the walkthrough? I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, oh, you just want me? You want me?
Like, you want me to throw this party?
Bro? Like, what do you like? Yeah, facts. Like,
Like, what caterers do you use? It's like,
So
can you taste the food for us?
they
Like,
started-
come on, bro.
my brother gets booked all the time.
Nah,
Like, that shit
oh
started-
yeah, bro. Morgan, shout out Morgan.
Man, shout out my brother. Shout out Morgan James,
Yeah.
man. Like, he's amazing.
Yeah, he is.
So, yeah, all that stuff just happened from my just experience, like you
Yeah,
said. Like,
yeah.
we started doing stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
I'm
let's
excited.
get back to this Saturday, man.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, for somebody who hasn't bought their ticket yet, like,
Yeah.
tell me why I should. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I haven't bought my ticket yet,
Yeah,
like,
man.
what can we expect from the party? Like,
Line
is it?
up.
Yeah, like, give us a little bit of, whatever you can give us. Give us a little
First
bit
and
of that.
foremost, we are the original white do-rag party.
I know,
or
because
any single
motherfuckers
party
might get that twisted,
that I
bro.
just
Like,
really
you
wanna
start to
say
see
this.
these things in like
Yeah.
all kinds of places. You start to see these
I
white
just want to
do-rag
say
parties.
we were the
Clones,
original idea to do a party.
I think you
was
said that on the first
associated
podcast,
with
too, that we did.
do-rags.
Yes.
I never say names because I'm never trying to like ever start nothing. But I just want to let the people know that this is the original. When you buy that do-rag, it says the original.
And
do-rag.
they know
This
too.
is-
It's like the people
This
that's doing
is
it, they
what
know.
is. So we always are going to make sure that we have the best DJs, best hosts, and the best special guests every single time. This time, this is the 7th annual one. So it's lucky number 7.
Yeah.
Lucky number 7. I'm excited for this one because this is the one I finally get to execute what I think encompasses what DC music is. Like, we got Damo, and shout out Damo.
Shout out
She's
Damo,
fucking amazing.
man.
She's on these stages with
She
fucking
been killing it.
Nigo.
Shout out her
Pharrell.
capsule drop too.
The
Well,
clothes is fire. Did you get the I bought the black basic
What's
tee.
it? What's it called?
It's called Dead Dirt. Yeah,
Dead Dirt,
it's
man.
Dead Dirt.
That
It's
shit
fire.
really
It's fire.
dope,
Yeah, the
man.
installation
She had to
was
pop
dope.
out of Fairfax.
Yeah, Fairfax, Melrose, same thing.
Melrose,
They're like,
yeah. Nah, it was dope.
same thing.
Dope,
Yeah,
man.
but that's
She killing
cool.
it, man.
So
She killing
yeah,
it.
they had a cool release. I didn't get to go, but I definitely copped something. But we got Damo, and I know she just brings like that very PG energy that we
Right,
need. That
right.
is still like it's adjacent to the
Facts,
city. It's
facts.
still Maryland, and
Yeah.
it's still its own
Shout out
energy.
Foggy. I seen him
Yeah,
in
bro.
the campaign too.
Yeah, Foggy's in the
yeah,
campaign.
yeah.
Then we got J-Rob, and J-Rob's, he's from
Yeah,
Baltimore,
yeah.
and I think people forget that like we have a like one of the selection's best like powerhouses
man,
is
I mean,
right up
J-Rob
the
been killing it
block
for
in
years,
Baltimore.
man. J-Rob
Yeah.
been doing that motherfucker.
And I'm lucky
man.
that J-Rob's like a collaborator with me. Like it's not like
Right,
I get to
for
book my,
you,
I get
yeah.
to book my man, and I get to
Yeah.
rock a stage with him, and then we
Yeah.
have songs together. So that's fucking fire.
That's
then we got
awesome.
Zay, and Zay's my OG. Like Zay was fucking with us.
Alizé.
Yeah, Alizé.
As in
DJ
Alizé.
Alizé.
You gotta put respect on the name, dog. Because motherfuckers might I didn't even know he was talking about. I didn't know he was talking about. This nigga said Zay. I'm like, okay, Zay. DJ Alizé, that's a whole nother person. Come on,
DJ
man.
Alizé is my fucking guy. And he,
sir.
That's
and he showed
crazy.
me and Marcus so much
He
love for
a
so-
legend out here,
He
man.
is a legend,
He is.
bro.
He is.
And we always
grew
make
up on
sure
him.
he brings go-go. So
Yeah.
J-Rob
Yeah,
brings
bro.
the Baltimore club. Damo brings that PG energy with all the like the PG's going crazy with in Afro beats,
Yeah.
in rap, in trap.
Damo
like,
Universal with it, She got the pulse,
yeah,
Yeah,
then she,
for sure.
yeah, she's doing all that. And Alizé bring go-go. Then we got Kid Marvel. This nigga been killing the underground. We
Of
got
course, hey, shout out Kim Marvel.
Yeah,
man.
like-
Kim Marvel been Yo,
can
Kim
go
Marvel been on the
crazy.
circuit killing it, man. For
We can go
years,
real crazy.
man.
We can go real crazy.
Facts.
Then we got my girl Bass, and everybody knows where she's near
Shout
and dear
out
to my heart.
Bass.
She's my favorite
Shout out
DJ.
Bass,
Like
of course.
I love Bass.
She killed it, fan day and friends.
she's
too.
shown-
Killed it at
she's
Segment
shown-
Hall,
yeah,
killing
you already
everywhere
know.
she at, for
Yeah,
sure.
she's killing everywhere she's at.
For sure.
Then we got the good guys and those Taz and John Boy. Those my guys. They
Tough.
for
Okay.
years like
this is
some
gonna
of
be
the
my
flyest
this is
niggas
gonna
in
be
the
my
city.
first time really getting tapping in.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
it's
I
gonna be
can't wait.
tight.
I can't wait.
And then later on we got More Time Sound, and that's like our new shit.
Okay.
So More Time Sound is my DJ Starboy Yoda.
Tell,
and my
oh,
boy-
shout out Starboy.
Yeah.
Oh, so he in from Cali.
Yeah,
'cause
Yoda's
Star-
coming down from Cali for this
okay.
one.
Yes,
And
sir.
so More Time Sound is Starboy Yoda and Ivani Moore. And Yvonne the Future, he's our young homie. He's gonna play all the reggaeton. Like he got a different sound. He's playing ballet funk, piano, and all this different shit. So
Is it
these two
different
niggas
stages
together-
or everything's on
No,
one
it's all
stage?
on
How's
one
it-
stage. But
Okay,
we're
okay,
having
cool.
like some
Cool.
DJs have their back to backs.
Tough,
So
tough.
More Time Sound having their back to back. That's
Tough.
under the white do rag umbrella.
Tough.
So it's going crazy, bro.
Tough.
I'm like
Oh my
really,
God,
I'm really
bro.
hyped for this one because the sounds are dummy.
This is
Like
gonna be
everybody's
crazy.
gonna compliment each other so much, man.
Y'all got special guests too. I know you
Yeah.
ain't going. I
Yeah.
ain't expecting.
You gotta pull up for that. You gotta
Look,
pull up for that.
I ain't expecting you to say anything about them,
Yeah.
but there's some special guests.
There's
bro,
some
right?
special
So
guests.
people still need to.
There's a
need
few
to pull
special
up.
guests,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a few.
So definitely get there
More
early,
than one.
'cause-
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that sounds. That's. I mean, I can hear the excitement
Yeah.
in your voice, bro. That's
Yeah.
making
It's
me
gonna be
excited.
lit.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
this is our big one, like
Yeah.
they say on the
Yeah.
internet. Yeah,
Lucky
this
number
is your big
7.
one. Yeah.
He said it's the big one.
Like, this is the thing, bro. They've really been all crazy. So
Every
like,
year is better than the last.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Yeah.
And that's how you.
I'm
And that's how like you gotta do it, right? But that also kind of leads me to another question, which is, how did you think about like when you go into the inception of this year's process, right? How do you think about going about like, okay, what do we do to up it? Like, how do y'all think about like, how do we deliberately go about upping this energy wise, expectation wise from people who have come before? Like, what is y'all process in, I guess, having those conversations, and then how do you go about executing it so that it is, because something that I'll say real quick is that, you know, when you are doing something, you want to kind of be in that sweet spot of being out of your comfort zone, but knowing you can execute, right? So what were those things in this particular party for y'all?
It literally is the music. The music landscape has changed so much these last, like we were in a lean era for a long fucking time.
Facts.
And shit was sad, but now these niggas, I think they starting to do Molly and other shit.
They're doing the upper drugs again. He said, "Make America up again."
yeah. So I literally think, and I'm not condoning. Like, I don't.
No, it's jokes. It's jokes. It's jokes.
Right
It's
now.
jokes.
I definitely know. I'm just saying, but what I'm saying is there's more energy. They want to dance again. Now.
Yeah.
The youth are they're energetic.
Right.
So Baltimore Club is popping, Jersey Club is popping, the Ballet Funk is popping, all these different things. So I wanted to create a foundation that could have a party like that. Look at the Renaissance tour, like the girls was putting on aluminum foil,
Big
to go,
bags.
to go dance with Beyonce.
Yeah.
That joint, it was a party.
Yeah.
And to be
It was a
honest,
party.
Yeah.
Nah, fact.
So
and-
we want to bring that house.
And I will
EDM
say
rave
that-
party, but that can be in a hip.
That Renaissance album had some like party joints.
Yeah,
we gonna
yeah,
fuck
y'all
up
bangers,
tonight.
y'all
That's like a
bangers.
get up song.
Y'all
You know what I'm
bangers.
saying?
But is go-go not a rave?
Oh no!
No, right,
What? Go,
right,
yes,
100%,
absolutely.
100%.
Go,
That's the
that's
point.
what the essence
Right.
of go-go's were back
Right.
in the day, bro.
So
like
that's-
go-go's were like those joints where, you said like a rave.
Yeah,
Like those were like the hip hop EDM
And
type
I
joints.
watched,
Right?
I watched
Fact.
my friends like, and I never really got into rave culture, but I would always watch my friends who were in it, in the house and EDM scene, and there was this camaraderie in the music, and I'm like, this is the fan
Right.
base that you want. You get this person who comes in here and rocks, but it moves with the music.
Mm-hmm.
The house music is
Right.
like that. So how can we figure out a way to play all the music that we did? So I particularly picked the DJs that we got this year who can do that kind
Yeah.
of music, but still sprinkle our DJs in that do some other stuff too. So.
Yeah.
and
I really
like,
want to keep the shit moving. Like
Yeah.
people came to party. Like,
And I'm
let's
trying
get
to-
back to that shit.
And
Facts.
what I think is so dope, man, again, is just kind of returning back to the roots of it all because, bro, like it was dope. It was a dope ass event last year, but even the format of it, it wasn't that free form, open space
Open
type of vibe.
space,
It was
yeah.
a club space as opposed to like that, just that open type
A
of space
sea
where
of
people
white
can
do-rags.
lounge and be like, yo, you
Sea
over
of
in
white
this section of the
do-rags.
spot or anything. It's just like everything is just centralized and like so if you think about it, like the last time we even had that type of experience from fucking White Durag was 2019 in this area, because 2020 COVID, 2021 boom, and then last year was a different type of vibe in terms of the venue. So now we kind of getting right back to the, bro, let's throw a fucking party.
Let's throw a party,
to end
bro.
the fucking year.
There you
and
go.
just
There you go.
vibe, you know? Like, and the lineup is fucking crazy.
The lineup's crazy.
Crazy.
The lineup's so good.
Like,
This is the one I wanted to do, man. Like, there's a couple DJs that I didn't get. Shout out my guy Jen, who's in New York. Like, this was supposed to be all of like.
Yeah, shout out
we got bases. Like White Durag. At the end of the day, we a community. We're a collective of just cool motherfuckers. Wherever we've done shit in Tokyo. We've done shit in Miami. We've been to Toronto. We've been to New York. We've been to LA. Shoot, we've been to San Francisco, like Atlanta. You know, you came to Atlanta with you. Shout out my boy Brooke, man. He's always with me.
Down there, yep.
So we've been to all these places and we've cultivated these incredible connections with people. And I think that's what really pushes us forward. And that's what we're going. We're going forward to, like, you know, do more different stuff. We want to start really branding the music now. We want to do some writing camps. We want to do more events. We want to do some festivals and things right now. So
That festival is coming. I like that. Is so you. That is so you. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially at you're building. Bro, that is so you.
All the artists are, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is coming for sure.
All we need is someone to be like, yo, do you really want to do it, man?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
Like, but really talk.
Get like a fairground somewhere or some shit, like Jiffy Lube or some shit. But like, I could see that like tomorrow. I'm not saying that I can see that for sure.
Start no beefs or nothing like that, but some of y'all fest is on some.
I mean, I can see that not even off no beef, but I can see that rivaling something like Broccoli City, seeing that rivaling something
Shout
like
out my nigga B, man. Brandon's a good friend.
Brandon, I met him before.
But I'm talking about the actual name in itself coming back. Like, there's only one durag, and that is the white durag. You know,
the white durag, because a lot of motherfuckers will try to do the white durag shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, bro, it's crazy.
That was the whole thing about it, man. It was so we didn't know we made a 2000s party.
Yeah,
that was the main thing. It's like everybody's having 90s parties, pajama jams and thing, and then we came out and they said we said a white durag party, and we said, and the whole idea was just to dress like Jagged Edge and Jodeci. Jagged Edge and Boys to Men.
Yeah,
but like that's a look, that's a time, that's pit bulls, that's like gold rope chains.
Yeah,
that's the fire extinguisher being all fucking day.
The motherfucking
the motherfucking 5XL,
the motherfucking sidekick, flip the flip, the motherfucking Nextel chirp,
franchise boys.
Yeah, big white tees and shit. That was an era, dog. That's an era that don't get enough love too.
That's a good era, and I think that it was time to like kind of call it something or like put a name to it, but without saying it's a 2000s.
Yeah. Facts.
We really knew that we had something when we made that, man. So White Durag this Saturday.
Hey man, we excited.
Culture DC.
Culture DC.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, facts.
On bottom tickets, whitedurag.com.
Yeah, we're at
whitedurag.com.
Yes,
they on Eventbrite too.
Okay.
You can go to Culture DC's website. If y'all any of y'all's friends, we got two-tone tickets up there, so bring a friend with you. Open bar by 10 to 1 rum is from 10p to 11p. Legacy DC got some goods for y'all. Open
bar, come
on, man.
Bottom tickets, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure we get everything.
Okay.
So
10 to 3? We turning up all night.
It might be 10 to 4. Like, they might, like,
it's
supposed to be, but like, we just can't put it on the flyer.
Yeah.
When people listen to this podcast, they'll get that they can actually stay longer.
Yeah.
But we can't, DC has, like, their own permit. Unless the feds is watching y'all. Then, and, like,
I think we're good. I think we're good. What's that, Drewski? We got him. We fucking got him. Nah, but Ferg, man, it's always a pleasure having you on here, man. Rapping with you. It's been a dope conversation, and we definitely looking forward to the party on Saturday.
It's beautiful in here, y'all. I mean,
appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
Their BTS is crazy.
Yeah. Let everybody know where they can actually tap in with you with, where they can follow up. You know what I'm saying, with the event they're trying to go to, if they want to catch the recap.
Because this is not a one off. Like this is what you do. This is what you do.
Yeah, always to tap in with.
But also, it's like not even just the Christmas party. You do parties throughout. You do events throughout the whole year. Like motherfuckers gotta stay
stay tapped in.
Yeah, we do a
100%.
lot of events in LA, New York, and DC. Those are our hubs.
And Brody dropping projects.
Music
Brody
too.
got
We didn't even get into any of the
fucking-
music.
Yo, Brody.
We didn't get into
got-
any of the
yo,
music.
no,
We
no,
didn't
no,
get to any of
no,
the
no,
apparel and
yeah.
merch. Like
We're
we
not
didn't
gonna
get into
go-
none of
We're not
that.
gonna go too crazy into that, but I just
This nigga
want
doing
y'all
too
to
much to
know-
cover in one
yeah,
interview.
Because we definitely
You gotta slow down,
You know me. I'm definitely going to make content out of this. Yo, so Ferg definitely has some new shit on the way. Fucking, I know you definitely came off of tour with the ZZ as well
Yeah,
too.
tour was
You were
lit.
on about 8 or 9
was 8
cities,
shows,
8 shows. So that's really dope. You know what I'm saying? Just really kind of like, and I definitely pulled up to the one in DC,
Yeah.
and that shit was really dope. You know what I'm saying? Just to see how people receive the music, and it's dope because you've definitely played those same songs with me, like, you know what I'm saying, while we just been chilling in the crib, and at the same, so to see how people even receive your music is fucking awesome. So
Yeah,
y'all
bro.
definitely stay tuned to what Ferg has in the chamber as it pertains to like his actual projects, man,
Yeah.
because this shit is fucking next level. So
The new album is
100%.
called I Don't Want to Be Cute, I Want to Be Ghetto.
yes, sir.
It's coming out in January.
Iconic shit.
So
Okay,
you already
are we
know
right
we're
here?
putting a stamp on it. I
Yes,
just
sir.
got off the phone with Javon. If Javon doesn't drop it and finish it in January, y'all can go cyberbully him. His name is like no.
No, appreciate
That's
it.
funny as
Stop it,
hell.
man.
But again,
That's
right now,
funny
but
as hell.
Thank you again.
Oh,
Brody,
yeah,
for
appreciate
pulling
you,
up.
bro.
For sure.
For sure.
Back to the interview.